Hello, everyone. It's Saturday, February 19th, a little bit past 4 o'clock. My name is Sheldon Hall. I'm a writer for Folio Weekly, the Jacksonville Music Experience / WJCT. We are here right now at Endangered Wise Men Studios in historic Riverside, Jacksonville. And in just a few minutes, you're going to have the members of Whole Wheat Bread sitting right here. And we're going to talk about their new music, we're going to talk about their old music, and we're going to talk about music that hasn't even been made yet. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, the action is about to begin. Here we go, here we go.
What up?
Why I gotta be in the middle, yep.
Because you're the tallest.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got drummer Joe Largan, we've got bassist Will Frazier, we've got singer-guitarist Aaron Abraham. These are the members of Whole Wheat Bread, one of the greatest bands to ever come out of Jacksonville, Florida. And, Duval.
What's up?
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of people on. Hey, if you guys have any questions for the band, anything you want to talk about, feel free to just put that in the little comment thread there. We'll pass that along to them. Let's start real quick let's start right now at the present. You guys have new music coming out, new stuff on Endangered Wise Men Records. Tell me about this new stuff and how that all came together.
So, we have a lot of music that's out, but it's not officially out. Everyone knows we have the 3 albums, Minority Rules, Punk Life, and also Hearts of Hoodlums. But in the process of making these albums, we've also made a whole lot of other music. So we decided, hey, a lot of the fans want to actually hear this. So what we're doing is officially releasing the first digital single online, Eye for an Eye. So right now you can go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, and please check out Eye for an Eye. Some of y'all may have already heard it. I'm sure a lot of these songs that you guys have already heard, but we're also going to put out some new stuff. That's why we're here in the studio.
Eye for an iTunes. You can get it there. Now, you guys were founded in 2003, so you're coming up on 20 years together as a band. Now, over the time that you guys have been together, performing and recording, the technology itself has changed as far as studio technology, software and all that. How has the technology affected the way you guys make music, especially in the studio?
Take that one.
As loudly as possible.
Haha.
Well,
take that?
Now it's kind of the same, but it's also kind of different. Back then, you were recording on, tape recorders and 4-tracks to get your ideas down. Or nowadays, you can just pull out your cell phone and record something, and then you can come in the studio, and a lot of stuff you can easily do digitally and replace sounds, all kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot easier in that regard, But you also have to be careful because you don't want to lose the feeling and the original sound and intention that you have when you make something.
Yeah, especially when you're doing like digital music, it's like you want to keep that essence, like he's saying. Mm-hmm. There's that warmth that you get from tape. Mm-hmm. That the good producers know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And they know how to recreate that. Yeah. And not overdo it. But yeah, he's not kidding, man. I make, just for practice purposes, I make better recordings on my cell phone now with me and my guitar than I did on that 8-track, or 4-track, bouncing, multiple tracks down to 1 track and doing it all over again. But it was, man, when you were younger, that was the thing to do. It was a lot of fun, learning experience.
That's right.
It's a lot faster nowadays too.
Yeah.
You can do everything like that, whereas back then, the setup, getting Pro Tools set up, and everything. Everything would crash, and it was a big process back then. Nowadays, you just come in and you can just do it and it's done.
And the beauty of it too is like nowadays, for the most part, younger kids can get a better recording for less money than they could, 15, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, it's a better opportunity for them to get themselves out there, have a polished product, and recording can still be expensive, don't get me wrong, but it helps a lot, I think, for the younger generation.
Can you tell them that the official video and audio will be posted after this?
The official video and audio will be posted shortly after this, so stay tuned for that.
What he said.
Yeah. as a band, like you guys have been playing together so long, when you get into the studio, right? Say it's been a little while since you've played together. Like, how long does it take to get gel, like to shake off the ring rust, as they might say?
Well, it depends. It depends on new stuff. New stuff can be hard. Trying to work out all the kinks, and dot all the I's and cross all the T's. But playing the old stuff, we can probably run through the old stuff maybe 2 or 3 times and be in sync. As far as maybe playing the instruments, now to deliver a good show, I mean, we got to get back in shape. You know what I'm saying, and do that kind of stuff to be energetic on stage, and also get good voice control and all that. That takes some doing, but it's definitely as far as playing the music, I think we're all pretty much in sync.
I remember when we did Duval Day a couple years ago,
Yeah.
we literally, that was the longest, leading up to that was the longest we had never played together. And I think it was about 1.5 years. And man, that first run through was like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah.
But man, after like the second week, it was just, you were right back in like tour status, you know what I mean?
So-
and that's definitely something that is, when you're performing and you're on every night, you're just at a certain level that you're not getting if you're not playing every night. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Before we go any further, I just want to say thank you guys for actually being here after all this time, after we haven't played any shows.
Yeah.
So it actually means something to me that after all this time, y'all still actually care. So I'm going to sit back down.
Hey, what he said, man. What he said.
That is a good point. After not doing anything for so long, not having toured for so long, it does feel good to see things posted and get a response and see that there's people out there that still listen to the music and still appreciate it, and they still feel it when they have those memories from when they were younger. So that's really cool.
And shout out to all the people that, man, let us have their couches.
Tatted white girls.
All the people that let us have their couches, their beds, bringing our kids to our shows, making dinner, breakfast for us with their families and stuff, just inviting people they didn't know
Letting us
into their
stay
homes.
Thanksgiving at your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been many times that we've we really appreciate the things that the fans have done over the years when we were out there doing stuff, and it still means a lot to us too. So thank you.
You guys, you played everything from small clubs and bars to stadiums and festival shows and stuff. From the artist's perspective, what do you think it is about your sound and just you as individuals that has generated that kind of like fierce loyalty from the fans? Like the people that are tuned in on the live stream before we even getting started, got a bunch of people already lined up.
Well, I mean, no doubt there's a novelty with us, just because we're unique. Where you get to see something you normally don't see when you watch Whole Wheat Bread play, which is a bunch of black guys playing punk rock. I mean, now these days there's more of it, but it's still not commonplace. If you're gonna hear punk rock somewhere, you're not really you might be shocked to see that at any point in time. And I think that is a void that still hasn't really truthfully been filled. There may be some stuff in the underground, but I think that's undoubtedly a part of it, And not only that, I mean, I think some of the songs that we wrote in our childhood, people were listening to them in their childhood, and it was an artist that was I was writing something that they were going through at the same time, so it kind of meshed.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, I was gonna say, it's Black History Month, of course, and over the last couple of years with all the protests and things like that, one fun thing I've noticed online over the last couple of years is we're getting like a deeper appreciation of Black people in the whole history of rock and roll. Like we're hearing more about Big Mama Thornton, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, folks like that, and as the best rock band, one of the best rock bands of our era, one of the best bands ever out of Jacksonville. From a personal perspective, tell me about your experiences as black men making rock and roll, making punk rock music in the 21st century, and taking that sound to so many places around the country and around the world.
Well, I think you said it, but I mean, black folks have been a part of influencing rock music since the beginning. I mean, whether we're being, blacks were being mimicked, or actually having songs stolen from them, what have you. But it's, I don't know, man. For me, it's like sometimes I don't look at myself as being black or whatever. I mean, obviously I have to, right, with reality. But sometimes I'm making this music, and then I'm like, oh man, I'm black, and then people see that. But I'm like, well, I'm just me.
Yeah.
But you are a part of it, though, even though whether you want to be or not. You know what I mean? So I think that, especially with me coming into Whole Wheat Bread after the band had started getting some success, I was able to see it from a distance and see, you may show up at a venue and people kind of looking at you like, oh man, what's this gimmick showing up here? And then we end up playing, and then people see that it's authentic and it's legit. And then it's like, man, they're blown away, and then our best friends. And that definitely happened quite a few times, even when I had come into the band. And once the name got bigger and we were doing more touring, we didn't really get a whole lot of that, but it definitely was a thing.
So when you guys are going and playing in front of people who maybe have never seen you before, and you're up on stage and you're looking at the audience, can you tell when it starts to click? Like, can you feel like a shift in the energy when they're getting into it?
Definitely, you can always feel that, and as an entertainer and someone that's been on stage for a while, you have to learn how to feel the crowd, because you capitalize on certain things, when you can tell when they're waiting on something, and then boom, you give it to them right then and there, and do things at the right moment. So we can always tell when the energy starts to shift. I mean, ask anyone who's been to a Whole Wheat Bread show.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get rocked out.
I feel like Aaron's always been good at noticing that and adjusting to that. And we may go in with a plan, and then something may be going on with the crowd not right, and he'll come over and say, all right, hey, we're gonna move this song here, we're gonna do this, and then it like always works, and then it takes it to the next level. And I think that's something that's been really nothing I've ever experienced in another band before, but with this band, something that we've been in tune with, or at least he has, and then we get on board with it, and it works out pretty well.
I want to touch on something he said. He asked about like Black History Month and how it is being in the black rock band. And I think that that's one of the things that I do is kind of approach it from even though we're playing punk rock music, I approach the show almost as like it's a hip hop show. And I look at it just like, I want to give a shout out to Dropkick Murphys. Everyone knows that's like an Irish punk rock band. And so when you listen to them, you hear Irish influences. So when you go to a Whole Wheat Bread show, you may hear some African American influence. It's just natural to like they bring what they have. And I think that's what you're going to hear, some of that crowd interaction that you normally get in a hip hop show, but seems to mesh so easily because it's natural into a punk rock show. The same way that like Dropkick Murphys could probably do that with some Irish influence.
We all know how you guys bring your influences and guys you look up to into your music with you. At this point in the business, have you started to see younger bands that are citing you as an influence?
Yeah.
Reach out to you, send you their material, like, hey, like, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to this band from the Tampa area. They actually named themselves after one of the lyrics of their songs called Victims of Circumstance. Their music is on like Spotify and Alexa and all that stuff, but that's named after a Whole Wheat Bread lyric. So there's definitely been people that have cited us as something that they've looked up to, not just other black kids that do rock, like straight up straight white kids looked up to
From time to time I get people that will inbox me songs, just asking me to listen to it and wanting my opinion of what I think of music that they've made. And it does feel good that people value your opinion and want to know what you think about something that they did and that you influenced them in the past. So yeah, it definitely happens.
Absolutely. The new single and the new video, it's Eye for an Eye. It's coming out today on Endangered Wiseman Records. Tell me a bit about how you came together with the studio and with the people here and what they bring to the table in terms of what you do as artists.
Well, Endangered Wiseman Studios, so shout out to my homeboy Rick Grice, Endangered Wiseman Studios.
Yeah, he's okay. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool. So this studio it's done a lot of stuff. There's been a major rapper here named Young and Ace. He blew up from doing all his recording here. Now he's pretty big, just did a song with Rick Ross. So it's done a whole lot of gangster stuff here. So I guess we fit right in. Now, just playing. But as far as like trying to keep everything local, we've done a lot of things like, in Los Angeles. That's where we recorded a lot of our Hearts of Hoodlums record. A lot of the other records were recorded in Orlando, mostly Orlando and Los Angeles. So to do stuff here and to do stuff like just get back to the roots of things, doing stuff for fun with our friends, because
Keeping it in Duval.
keeping it in Duval. Shout out to Duval. Duval. That's basically the main thing, man. It's kind of like there is something called loyalty. If you really want to be truthfully punk rock, you can't really be punk rock without being loyal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm sure there's people that know, but Rick Grice that owns Endangered Wise Men, he actually was filling in on bass guitar for Holy Bread when I saw them and I said, all right, yeah, I'm going to be a part of the band. So,
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
He's the mayonnaise. He was the mayonnaise at the time.
yeah, we've literally been on tour and people walked up to me and said, hey, where's the white boy? Hey, are you going to do the Soldier Boy today?
Speaking of White Boy, maybe you guys might get a chance to hear something we've been putting down, the White Boy song. Some of y'all know the White Boy song. It's so we're definitely recording it properly so you guys can actually get to hear the White Boy song the right way.
Also, it's kind of, so him playing with you guys, it's kind of full circle, like in a sense,
Yeah, it's like he said, keeping it local. I mean, it's family. That's how. I mean, I feel like that's what punk rock's been about. Family, and taking care of the people that are taking care of you. And we've all been pretty like close knit for a while. So, in the Jacksonville scene, man, everybody's always played nice.
Yeah.
When it comes to whatever type of band you're in, and that spilled over to some hip hop stuff as well, doing shows together. So I think that's really important.
Now, your last full length was 09, I believe, or something like that.
Wow, that long?
Yeah, Hearts of Hoodlums.
And you, as you can see from the loyalty of the fan base, people are always thirsty for the content. But you guys live very fulfilled, busy lives. Independent of music. For the fans, give them an update just on what you guys have been up to the last few years.
I mean, I pretty much work.
Company man.
Married. I'm a corporate company guy. I'm married. I have 5 kids. One of them's actually in college at MIT right now.
Wow.
Wait, and she missed one question on it?
Yeah,
SATs?
she missed one question on her SAT when she took it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I'm a family man. I like doing stuff at home. As you can tell, I like fixing stuff around the house when I can. So I have a YouTube channel, DIY Dad. Check it out. Subscribe.
Yep.
So
We'll put all the links and stuff down in the description later on.
What about you, Will?
Man, still same old. I mean, I work pretty full time at a brewery, so I've been
Shout
learning
out to
a
Bolt
lot.
City Brewery.
Bold City. That's what. Yep.
That's right. Been there for 13 years. Love beer, learning about beer. It's very much like the music scene. So doing that, also playing in a band called Flag on Fire. So playing lead guitar and just doing that and playing with cars like I always do. So nothing, pretty much the same stuff.
Well, I hit a couple rough patches, but basically I was kind of forced to get my life together. Things were going pretty good with Holy Bread after we put out Hearts of Hoodlums, but then some things happened, and I had to really get my life together. So I went to nursing school. I became a nurse in the ICU. And then right now I'm in anesthesia school. I'm about to get my doctorate degree in anesthesia, so I'll be putting people to sleep for surgery. So you got a doctor from punk rocker to doctor.
You can save our lives over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, football season's not too far away, so we'll all need some help getting put to sleep.
Yeah,
And,
man.
and you've got kids yourself.
Yeah, I do. I have a young 2 boys, Atticus and also Atreyu. Atticus is named after a punk rock compilation album, Atticus Dragging the Lake, I believe it's called.
Oh.
And that's where his first name comes from. So it's not Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. It's the punk rock Atticus.
I'm the only one with no kids, huh?
Yep.
As far as you
Yeah.
know.
As far as you know, yeah.
As far, yeah.
As you guys being fathers and stuff, when you're playing the music, especially when you're playing the stuff that you're doing it in your youth, and now as fathers, how does being a father affect you as a musician? How, like the way you feel it, the way you.
Well, for me, I'm more conscious of what I do. I mean, you could look at old whole wheat bread stuff and there's videos of us. I mean, we're just doing, we're looking just like hoodlums and hood rats doing all the stuff that people do. I don't even want to talk about those things now on camera,
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a half a lifetime away. I remember there was a song, I was 19 years old and broke as fuck. Now I'm 38 years old and straight. That shit was a half of my life ago, exactly,
Wow.
I'm twice as old now. So, but that don't mean I still can't make music. I'm supposed to mature with that shit, not just only with the music, but in my life in general.
So when you're singing, do you find like when you're singing to certain lyrics, like do you kind of smirk in your head when you hear some of the things that you were putting out back then, like just seeing how life is, as you've matured.
Well, I think it's like a time capsule, though, right? So you get to reminisce on that. So, some people may hate, love that they did that, but I think it's something you can always look back on and it existed at the time.
Yeah.
I can say because I got older kids and I got younger kids. So my older kids, they can get on YouTube. They've seen a lot of the stuff that I've done. That's out there.
Yeah.
And so they laugh at it. They're like, Dad, why would you do that? What's wrong with you? They can't believe that was me. Because I'm not like that at home. I'm very. I wouldn't say I'm strict, but
I seen it.
I'm very straight-laced, and they see me as a completely different, thing. They just don't really understand it, And to me, it was like that was the time of my life. That was the time I was doing what that was my dream. So it's what I always wanted to do. And so it's almost like they can look back at it and kind of laugh at it and say it's cringe or whatever, But at the same time, my younger kids, they've discovered some of the songs and they like them and they walk around the house singing them, and it does make me feel good and that we created stuff that I feel like did have some value and that people can still have a good time and listen to.
If it makes you feel better, you made me cringe a lot in the past.
He is the most cringe-worthy member. He definitely is, by far.
Here's a random question: you three guys right now versus you three guys 10 years ago in a battle, who wins?
Like our doppelgangers?
Yeah.
Oof.
I would say
Battle of the bands.
right now.
Oh, Battle of the Bands. I thought we were talking about a straight up fist fight.
Well, it could end that way.
That's what I'm
You never
saying.
know.
I would shoot myself 10 years ago.
I mean, I guess you always kind of mature playing wise, over the years. I haven't stopped playing drums. I do play drums for another band here locally, and I think that.
And you play a very energetic style of drums too.
Yeah,
You put a lot of a lot of power into it.
Right, and I think anytime that we get together and play that, we're always gonna kind of have that same energy and that same feeling, and try to recreate that. Even though it might be a little different, but I think it'd still be pretty similar.
I think you're right, though. I think there is a maturity and more ability that you gain. You just think about things differently because you know what you know in the past, and then you learn more. So I think the older me is somehow faster, stronger.
How does it make you feel that your kids are singing the songs?
It feels good. It feels good. I mean, they can sing them and enjoy them, and they can also laugh at me and be like, "Daddy, what were you thinking?" At the same time, I mean, some of the things like my younger kids, I don't let them see yet. They haven't discovered yet, but I'm sure they will one day. But that's how I was, so I can't hide it from them, and I can try to hide it now.
Let me
Now,
tell you how.
is that helpful as a parent as far as you get to share with your kids part of your growth process as a person?
To me, it's like they can learn from your mistakes. Anything that I've gone through, that's why I feel like they're so much better off, because I'm a big lecturer. I really want them to learn from my mistakes and know that if you do this, it's going to create this, and then your life path is going to be like this, and if you want it to be like this, then you need to take this ladder. And the sooner that you take that ladder, the easier things are going to be as far as how you want your life to be. So I think as long as you instill that in them and make them understand what they know is important and how to get there and steer them in that direction, then you're doing a good job as a parent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just thinking about you talking about your kids, how they view you and being straight-laced. So, when I'm at work, I'm laid back, but, I'm still pretty, focused. So I don't do certain things at work and whatnot. But, man, let me tell you how funny it is when I'm in there having these proper conversations with these proper people. And it's a good time.
Yeah.
But someone comes in and is like, hey, yo, I heard Holy Bread ain't nothing to fuck with. And literally just walks away.
Yeah. That was me.
Yo, so are there any questions from the audience? We'll still do some Sheldon stuff, but any questions?
Any vinyl releases? Very limited.
We don't have any vinyl releases, but people have been asking us for that. I definitely think we should make it.
It's a part of the world.
So
right
we'll
now.
They're limited like 100, 500.
And, okay.
Now that whole vinyl shortage thing, is that an actual thing? Like,
It takes about like a year to get it.
Yeah.
oh,
So pre-orders.
Next
Absolutely.
week.
You want to give
work
him
on
that
it.
so he can ask those questions, or
Yeah. Well,
you want
Yeah.
to give him that so he can ask those questions?
oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna ask.
or you can join us. Come, well,
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's the mayonnaise back there.
Rick Dunsford says, "I'd buy it all. Vinyl, please."
Oh, what's
Rick,
up, Rick Dunsford?
what's up, Rick?
Rick from Mississippi Tupelo. What up? What up, Rick?
Hey, man.
Watching the whole time.
Oh, what up?
Mr.
He
Mr.
asked
Guns
that
N'
like-
Roses.
Hey, they need to
20
listen.
minutes ago.
Hey, man, don't give them any more money. Guns N' Roses, don't do it, man.
No, I think it's funny. Keep trying to get in the concerts. Keep trying to get in. You're gonna shake Axel's hand again one day.
Rachel Fisk says, "Whole wheat bread ain't nothing to fuck with." That is
Okay.
true.
All right.
Jason Davis says he has a drumstick from a Jackrabbit show that he needs to get signed.
Nice.
Let's do it.
Catch me on the streets.
Particle Man from FNA says he's super stoked for the new album. Dustin Prince says Ryobi for life.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, boy.
So I got a couple shout outs I want to give out.
Yeah.
One of our favorite places to play was definitely Cleveland, Ohio. So I want to give a big shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. If anyone from Cleveland watching, big up to y'all. Y'all always been really good to us.
Absolutely.
Matt Sedlak says, I remember meeting you guys in 2008 when you opened for GBH at the Rex Theater in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was a fun
Yeah.
tour.
That
The
was a great
GBH tour.
The White Tour.
The GBH is that's legendary, man. If y'all know who GBH is, that's like Rancid. Now that's older. That's like Ramones almost.
That's like Ramones,
That's
man.
all. Yeah.
They're-
And so we were touring with them. Did a whole country tour with them. It was GBH, Whole Wheat Bread, and
Crumb Bums.
the Crumb Bums.
Oh yeah.
So we
yeah.
had a old white band from Europe that was like legendary punk rock band, a Dirty South all black punk rock band, and then a Mexican punk rock band from Texas. And we murdered that tour across the country.
Great,
that
man.
was probably our best actual
We're-
punk rock tour ever.
And we were all pretty much like best friends by the end of the tour.
By the end of the
Like,
tour.
It's one of those tours like at the end you're just like sad to see everybody go. And we actually traveled to Europe on another tour, after that, and met up with the guys from GBH, and that was actually like really cool to see them.
Colin came on stage and sang
And did Bulls on Parade with us.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
he
then
did.
we went to a pub with them and had some pints. So
Yeah.
it was
Yes.
nice. It was nice.
Man, one of my
Nice.
favorite,
Slice.
nice piece of slice for the right price. One of my favorite shows ever was when so the short version of the story is that I watched Yellow Card play the, oh God, what was the venue? The Key Club in LA. And that was, early 2000s. And I said, man, this is great. It was a sold out show. I want to do this one day. And then it was like 8-9 years later with Whole Wheat Bread, we went and played a sold out show with GBH at the Key Club. And it was one of the most epic shows, man. It was, I'll never forget that show.
You're getting love from St. Louis says hello. Dallas Fort Worth says hello.
That's right.
What's up?
Nick Mendocino says, been with you ever since the MXPX Real Big Fish and Streetlight Manifesto
Dang.
tour
Oh,
in 2006.
That's another one of those tours that's, just the memories that flood back when you say those names and the things that,
Oh, so let me
deal
tell
on
y'all
that
something
tour.
about that tour. In 2006, when we were on tour with MXPX and Real Big Fish, Mr. White Folks got his nipples pierced, right? And he actually got his nipples pierced by the wife of the lead singer of Real Big Fish. And you can go online right now, and I think you can probably go to YouTube and look up Mr. White Folks nipples piercing or just nipples piercing, and it'll come up him actually getting his nipples pierced
That's
online.
one of those videos that I hide from my younger
I was
kids.
gonna
but
say,
my older kids have seen it, and they're like, Dad, who is that person? It was all on a dare, though. It was all on a dare, and I only had them for like a month. One of them fell out after a show, and it's hurt real bad. And,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't really trying to have my nipples pierced.
That actually got done. I remember all this. We were in New Jersey when that got done at my gay cousin's house.
Yep.
And we used to stay in my
Barry.
gay. Yeah. So shout out to him. He's probably not watching. But
Veggie, you need some help in there?
Austin, Texas says come play. New Smyrna says come play. Chris Miller wants to know when are your next shows. Master Chef Chris Miller, he wants to sell some food outside of your next gig.
Yo.
Everybody wants to know what gigs you guys have planned for the year
so
ahead.
I think that like we haven't played since 2019, and then prior to 2019 we haven't played in 2017. We should give y'all a show, at least one show this year. And I think it would be unfair to just say, oh, we're going to play just in Jacksonville. I mean, we got a little bit of money behind us, so like we can reach out to the fans, whichever city really wants us to come. You know, this is up to y'all. We're going to play one show this year. You know, our
I'd really like to see you guys at the St. Augustine Amphitheater.
St. Augustine Amphitheater. Hey, if it happens, it
that's-
I
happens.
think I'm down with that.
You know, that's a good thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've never even been there, but I know it's a good place.
Tell us about some of the new material you got coming out. People are already lined up to get the new single. They want some vinyl. They want to, one guy's like, I'll buy everything. So,
All right. Well, go to iTunes right now, get Eye for an Eye. If you haven't already done that, go to iTunes right now and get Eye for an Eye. Whole wheat bread, go listen to it, stream it, whatever. But we're gonna be dropping stuff, like little by little, trickling stuff out. And you got to give us some time. I'm in anesthesia school, so it ain't gonna be easy to do all this. But a lot of the stuff is already recorded, so we're gonna make sure it's properly mixed and mastered, and then slowly start trickling stuff out for you guys.
Daytona says they want to see you play. Travis J. Martinez says y'all got to play with MC Chris again. Shout out to MC Chris.
Does MC Chris still perform?
I don't know.
I see him on his Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't think he's performing yet. I do think he's like writing new material and stuff. But
Hey, shout out to Sully, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about MC Chris. We got to talk about Sully.
Sully.
Stare it.
stare it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stare it. All a bunch of stare it.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Who knows what a stare-it is?
Whoa.
If anyone can answer that question, you get big whole wheat bread points if you know what a stare-it is.
How about you offer up a trivia question, and whoever gets the first guess gets a free single.
Okay. Yeah. What's the trivia question?
Yeah.
Okay, but last thing I want to say though is I want to give a big shout out to Nicholas Largan, the old school whole wheat bread member.
Yes, sir.
He was still in jail.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
Nicholas Largan
yeah.
is not in jail right now. Nick, that's actually his brother. He is in Jamaica right now, growing marijuana, Heavy Dose Farms. So he's living the life. If you guys don't know who Nicholas Largan was when Whole Wheat Bread first started, he was in the band playing bass. He actually wrote the song "Old Man Samson," and then unfortunately he went to jail for about 7 years, and then Will joined the band. So while Nick was locked up, Will had actually been in the band for a longer period of time than Nick had actually been in the band. So it wasn't, we just couldn't just throw him back in there like that. But he's doing his thing. We got nothing but love for Nicholas
Nick's
Largan,
my boy.
DJ Dirty Skeet. You know what I mean? We need to come down to Jamaica and see what's up with them plants.
Go to Heavy Dose Farms. He's also got some NFTs. He's doing his thing from Jamaica, and check him out.
All right, so
Ty Norton says, come play in Utah again. And Jimmy Bennett told me to say Pikeville.
yeah.
Piveville.
Hey.
Papa.
But yo,
Yes.
I'm gonna say peace out. I gotta go do some studying.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Seriously.
Get the new music. More information coming soon. Thank you.
How do you end it?
We're so professional up in this piece.
Elbow drop onto the laptop.
How do you do it?
I tried to run you out. I got no more. I got no more.